Well, moving on to the Corvette. This side was just such a mess. All this was bad and broken loose. And I took these panels off. I'm going to try to straighten some of this out. It was down into this. I had a plate screwed onto here, which wasn't in so good of a shape. Looks like they foamed everything. That looks like there's some kind of a race they've welded in to hold a Volkswagen, I guess. I'm trying to get this foam out of here because every time I weld on it, it catches on fire. Anyway, you don't need to see that. So, in this brace they've got here, all this piles of weld on here, it's sticking out 1/4 inch past the where this thing needs to be flush, so I got to grind that all down to get it away and see what kind of a hole I got there and redo this weld. And I got a fairly decent cut here. Kind of grind all this down and get that panel there. There's a lot of goop and garp on it. Yeah, whoever did this, they really weren't interested in doing a good job. They were just trying to slap something together. So, up to guys like me to fix it, and I having starting problems. This thing turned over real slow, and I think here's the reason right here. Looks like they've the battery box used to be right here somewhere, and what they've done is move it all the way to the back. I measured the other side. There's no way I can get that battery in here, and this side's even worse. It's actually would be better because it's away from the engine heat, but there's no way I can get a battery in this area, so I may have to wind up leaving it like it is. This junction here, I'm sure, is part of the starting problem. I'll cut that all off there and see what it looks like. Well, it wasn't too terribly bad of a job. They kind of soldered it, but I see a lot of evidence of corrosion in it. So what I'm going to try to do is, I got enough wire here to, I'm going to cut this off of here, strip the wire, clean this all up, and try to solder the wire directly to this post. It's a pretty good crimp, but with this much cable in there, I don't really trust it, and I see signs that it's got hot, so there's some kind of resistance here, and we'll get rid of that. Turned out this original wire here was really corroded. They didn't have a very good joint on it, so I've cleaned this up pretty good and wrapped it around there. Now I'm going to use a propane torch and some solder, and hopefully I can get this soldered pretty good. I ran out of solder. I got the back done pretty good, and I just stripped some 16 gauge wire and wrapped it real good. There's plenty of solder here on the back. You can't really tell, but I did get a puddle there on one side. So hopefully that'll be good enough to work. I tried starting it. Seems to turn over better. But this is something that needs to be handled down the road. For right now, I'll just tape it up. And this old hot wire here, it's got to go. It's all corroded and rusted. I'll put a new one on there. That's what this is. I left this on there for. So I'll tape that up, and hopefully that'll work. Well, I cut that all off. Kind of fixed my wires in there. And I'm just looking at what I got now. It looks better than it did. At least it's straighter with the skin. Now I gotta, it's pretty strong. Of course, I don't have the bottom welded in yet, but I'm gonna just put a 1-inch piece down through there and weld that on. That should hold this pretty good. And then I'll go ahead, and once that's pretty strong, I'll try to see what I'm going to do with that. I think I'm going to cut off about, oh, I don't know, a couple inches of that. I don't like that plate on there. Who knows? I'll find out once I get a piece on this. Moving on here, we've got this all in and welded, and I want to match that piece over there. It's another piece of the fender. It's going to go down in there, so I have to put a bend in it there to fit the frame, and this will be the front bumper piece. Anyway, I got to bend that to get it where it's kind of going to fit, and weld that in, and then I'll have to make that 1/2-inch brace there that goes along the hood. But first thing is to stabilize it all with this inner panel. Really see where this piece goes. I had to weld this 1/2-inch bracket on here. I've got it bent where it matches the hood and is welded in solid. Now I can see what's happening here. Over on the other side, it's welded just a little on the end here. Probably the time I straighten it, it'll be about the same. I got roughly the shape I want. Have to do a little measuring and trimming and cleaning, and then I can tack this one in. Well, I've burned a lot of time on this, but I got that all in and pretty much the shape I want it. And this piece here, you can see there's a big old triangle hole over there. I put what was left of this fender piece in here, and the fender lip hung down here, and I cut it off and beat it up, so this is double thickness right now. So that's really strong. I'll still have to patch some of this hole here. One of the problems is I never did beat this hump down here, and the curve of that fender piece just wouldn't quite hit it. It's touching right there where the I think this is a piece of the hood, and you can see where that piece there is coming across exactly the same place. But I didn't like how strong this was. I could just barely tack it here. On that one I got about an inch, and this one was just touching. So anyway, I welded this other piece in here, and it looks pretty good, and I'll kind of split this probably, and then I'll cap this whole thing with one piece. It'll look real nice. But anyway, this side was quite a bit harder. I had cut, it was really welded bad and a lot of rotten metal. But at the end of the day, it's a done story. And I don't know how good my hood fits. I probably bended it around, but yeah, it's still good. It's right in line with the edge of it. So there's that much done. My fender's still pretty close. A buddy of mine gave me a Mercedes grill. I cut it up. I didn't really like the way that those things looked, and it's a nice thick aluminum. I got some stuff from Speedway, but it's real thin. Yeah, there's what the grill's gonna look like. I cut it so it's exactly the same shape as that Volkswagen curve in the hood. So that's pretty good. I just bent it over there. I've got enough of it to put it up to another inch or so. I actually need to get that radiator replaced and start working on this hood, but it's going to be a problem. Well, not a problem, but I got to take all the hoses off and drain all the water, and then I got to put the automatic transmission lines back in it. I don't know if the fittings will fit, so I'm just leaving it for right now and moving on with some of these body panels. This side looks pretty good. It looks like my whole hood come forward here quite a bit, and it'll come back some. Well, not much. Seems like every time I open it, it gets a little worse. I think I'm bending those hinges just a tad, but that's the way it goes. Once I get this all the way I want it and pinned, I'll work on the rest. Next thing I need to do is make this big sail panel here for this. But basically my front end is coming along. That Mercedes grill worked out real nice. I still got the surround, hung it up over there on the wall. It wasn't in bad shape. Yes, yeah, I still only got one bolt in those things down there, and a brace on one side. I think it's probably bending that down, which is making the hood come forward. At any rate, I'll figure this out. I got a CD for the electrics, or for the whole car. I printed out the electrics, and I was kind of hoping to sort of route my wires around here and stick the headlights in and what I got involved over there. I'll probably just leave that alone. I'm kind of tired of welding. We'll see. Yeah, but it would be better if I had lights in it. I ordered some more teardrop turn signals. I ordered them before. They said they were shipped, and they never did show up, and I got my money back. So, same company, I ordered them again. And so, it says shipped. We'll see. But teardrops look much better than them big old round ones I did buy for it. I guess I'll call it quits on that fender there. I was doing it for some reason. I forgot now what it was. I had to do that in order to do something else. I don't know. But anyway, now I got my electric stuff. I can move forward on these headlights and turn signals. Maybe today I can get that mocked up. That would be nice. We will see. I got to looking, and there wasn't much of anything holding that radiator in. 2 hoses. My cooler here is off to the side. I don't have to worry about that. Looks like I could do a little welding there on that front of that frame where I transplanted that Volkswagen on. But this thing here come out real easy. Radiator come out real easy. So I just undid 2 hoses. Didn't even make much of a mess with the water. So the shroud is kind of chewed up a little. Some of it's broke, bolts are broke. That's probably a good fan. Well, I know it works. Whether I'll try to put that on in the new radiator or get a different fan, I don't know yet. But anyway, I can set my radiator down in there and see where it's going and see what I can do about welding up that big hole in the hood. That'd be the best thing I could do. Well, the radiator's in there. It's sitting on a couple brackets there from the Volkswagen frame. It's way too low, but it's the hood covered it real nice. Hope I can find those pieces that I cut out of there. Probably can. Have to make new ones. But I can raise this up a couple inches. I'll take some wood or jack stand or something and see if I can raise this up to where it needs to go and figure out what I need to do about making brackets for it. Well, right about there is where it needs to go to miss everything. Looks like I can probably come forward with it some. Moved it around a little more. That's about, ain't moving. I'm hitting something in there. Probably the brackets for the hinges I can see down in there. So that's where the radiator has to go. Looks almost in the same place as the other one. I guess I ought to take that bag off there and see if I can get this in it. It works. It's pretty chewed up, but it's broke on the bottom, and a piece broke off there, and a piece broke off the top. It's holding pretty good on one side. We'll see. I'm going to take that bag off there so I can see it a little better. I just didn't want to mess up my radiator. I finally got it jacked around. Problem is there's a radiator hose on this left side, and there's a 2-inch big cross member in there. And it looks like it's part of the frame brace. It's pretty heavy. Can't take the hose through it. But I could get the radiator in here and it'll clear. Let's see here. You can see down in there, I can get that hose over that big brace, but you can also see how the radiator's in, and the other inlet over there is almost into the alternator. And of course I couldn't use that fan. I'd have to get another one. That's not a big deal. So this is really not too workable. Plus everything's all crooked. You know, I could only be a problem filling it with water, and to work on anything in there I have to take the radiator out. Not my idea of the way to do it. The other thing is I can cut that brace and make like a U in it there that hose can go through. Let me put the radiator in where it's right. Put it back on the jack stand there, and I'm just clearing my hinge brackets. So the radiator is good there, and it looks like my hose, top of the hose is, I might turn you upside down. I don't know if you can see there, but top of the hose is right flush with this big bracket, and that's all welded in. It'll take quite a bit of cutting to get that out of there. Not that big a deal. Make something for it. It's probably not all that necessary because I do have this front end welded on it. It's nowhere near as strong as that big bar. but I don't have to have a something that strong. So anyway, the radiator will work there. Hose is my only problem. I'm gonna pull this out of here and see what I got to do to route that hose right. Still haven't solved the problem. How am I gonna hold the radiator? Yeah, I can make some kind of brackets for it where it'll just set in. The hoses will hold it quite a bit, but if I can't get a hose on it, it won't do me any good. Able to cut a big chunk out of it and pound it over. The hose goes into it nice now. I think that's good enough. So, and I probably have a good third, well, quarter of the bar down there. It'll keep its integrity, and I'll weld it up and polish it so it don't chew a hole in my radiator hose. But for now, I'll set the radiator back in here and see what kind of clearance we're going to have. Plenty good from here. Looks like the radiator hose will clear real well. And I think that's gonna clear the radiator there. Yeah, we're real close. I might have a little bend in it there. I'm right up against the, but I can sort something out there, even if I have to put a piece of metal in it and 2 pieces of pipe. Main thing is I've got my hood now where it'll close and not have a big hole there for the radiator. I make a little dig around here and see if I can find these patch plates, or not patch plates, but the ones I cut out, and see if I can get this hood a little straighter than what it is. My patches are in. Looks like it's a little low there on the top on the left, and this right hand patch is a little crooked. Left hand one's pretty good, but that's basically the holes I cut in the hood fixed, and my little drill guy I think it's going to hook anywhere. Yeah, well, here's where my drill's going to go. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm not displeased at all. It's not what I had in mind in the beginning, but looks pretty good. I'll have to work on it some more, of course, but grill is aluminum. I can probably polish it up where it looks pretty nice. At least, sand it and get all that dirt off of it. But I was thinking about painting it black. I still haven't figured out how to put it on or anything. But it looks all right. Looks good from the side. I can see here now it's a little low on the passenger side. But I still got quite a bit of work to do here. Figure out some kind of scoop, and I still have to move my hood around a little. I still have a lot of work to do, but we're getting close. And the hood should be much more sturdy now. Oh yeah. It's getting heavier all the time too. Yeah, it's a lot heavier. Yeah, I can tack these all together from the inside. I'm gonna have to do something about them hinges. Didn't realize that I was putting that much weight on there, but I was. But it's a lot more sturdy. Oh, good. Probably I'll get some kind of a hydraulic assist thing to push it up. I don't know. Still gotta figure out how to hook up that radiator. Don't know what happened here, but then I started getting all kinds of transmission fluid in my radiator coming out of my water. I pulled this hose off of here, and it's just pouring transmission fluid out. Pouring water out. Don't know what happened.